that's dangerous, buddy. That's real dangerous. Yeah, that's plumb up on top. It's a dangerous job. All right, yeah, this was a pretty sketchy job here, really. That's an apartment building is what that is. And I think there's like 4 apartment buildings right there all together. And this tree had, well, 2 pine trees here had come down on top of this building. And it was right on the corner of the building, too, which made it even really kind of sketchier, really. Because the corner of the building was kind of caving in. And I guess the people had been living there for like 2 months with it like that. I guess the landlord, the guy that hired me to do it, he, I don't know if people wouldn't take the job because it was so sketchy, or if maybe he wouldn't accept their price or what. But anyways, there's 2 trees here, but one of the trees, the one there on the bottom, you can probably see it if you look close. It's almost like it's 2 separate trees because it kind of, once it goes up maybe 10 foot, it kind of separates into like 2 separate trunks. And so what I did was got my pole saw and I just started clearing the branches off a little bit at a time. And then once I got so many off, I would kind of clear them out of my path and go back and cut some more. And that pole saw, I think, extends to about 14 feet. So it was very handy for this job. And once I got the branches off to where the trees weren't entangled so much, I got my pole saw, actually. I didn't use my big saw. I got my pole saw. That way I could have some distance in between me and those trees just because there was so much pressure on them and stuff. And it was just really a big, as you can see by looking at it, a big tangled mess. So I got back with that pole saw and just started on the top of the tree and cut almost all the way through it. Well, I had about 20% of the wood holding still, I would say. And then my dad got on that ladder over there that you see on that deck. And it's so tall, that building, that we had to put the ladder up on the deck to even be able to reach. And so he went up top and he cleared a lot of limbs off the top of that too. Like right now, I think he had already cleared some at this point. That tree was literally hanging over on this. It took over this whole side of the building and hung over the other side of the building, almost to the bottom of the other side. So that's how much we removed off the top, or he did. He did all the removal from up top there. And he's really comfortable with stuff like that. He's roofed a lot throughout his life. That's what him and my papa and my uncle used to do. His brother was roofing. So he's really good with stuff like that. But he went up there and used the pole saw and got a lot of branches cut and then threw them down. And as I said, while I was down there, I just kind of tried to clear it out a little bit at a time. And once I got the branches off and got the trees where I wanted them, I went from the base of the tree, I went up probably about 10 feet or so. And I got that pole saw and cut down, as I said, almost all the way through it, left about 20% of the wood. And then he hooked the chain from up top there, and we hooked that to a truck, put it in 4-wheel drive, and pulled it off the edge of the building, was able to clear the building and everything, And as you see the tree on the top there, that's the first one I pulled because it was being supported by the trees beneath it. The roof wasn't even really supporting that tree very much. It was the ones below it. So I knew if I took the tree below it out, that tree would probably automatically fall. I kind of assessed the whole situation, as I went. And you have to do that with stuff like this. It's just very dangerous, something to take your time with and everything. But right above my head right there on that top tree, right about above where I was standing, is about where I cut it at. And I didn't get any of that recorded. There were people in the apartments that were coming up and talking to us. And some of them we talked to, like they like to talk, a couple of the guys there. One of them really did. He talked to me for probably like 2 hours altogether throughout that day right there. And so I didn't record everything, and it was just sketchy. The whole thing was sketchy, and we were I told him, to try to make sure people were out of the way when we were pulling it and stuff. So it was just, I didn't end up recording this whole job. But as you can see, it's just a mess, really, the way it is. And the people, I feel for them living in it for 2 months like that. From the landlord, that's pretty unprofessional, really. I mean, it's kind of almost unheard of, really. You don't really hear of that. Somebody could easily get killed like that. But there he is, Dad. He's up there on the roof and with the pole saw. And at that point right there, he had already cleared pretty much the whole roof off. He was down to the corner. But before that, the tree was going up this side of the roof and even down the other side of the roof. That's how much was on top there. I drive through that one, man. Do I like it? Oh, I love it. Y'all love it.
seats over there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Lots of them. A lot of wood, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably take a couple in the backyard and make little seats out of them.
They're good for that.
I made a bench out of two before.
Yeah, I have too. I've done the same thing. I cut with this right here. You ever
Yep.
seen people do that chainsaw carving?
Yep.
I carved a couple of carrots out of some big maple rods for my
There's
kids.
so much you can do with this.
Oh yeah, there really is. Truly is.
I know they weigh about 200 pounds a piece, probably.
Some of the bigger ones may.
Yeah.
That one out there is probably about 50 or so.
Thanks.
Yeah. Pine ain't quite as heavy as hardwood.
Nah, because it's more aerated. Let's see.
It's a softwood. It's still
Oh,
wet
it's
and full of
probably-
sap.
probably 30.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah. If that was oak, that would be hard to do that
Oh,
with.
that'd be 150.
Yeah, close, I'd say. It's rather heavy. That's one good thing about that. That's why I said with it falling where it's softwood instead
Yeah.
of hardwood, it would have been so much worse.
I've lifted 300 pounds off the ground.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
So